Yeah, it can go any way you want it to. The understanding. You gotta keep going to the track. Long as some of you niggas know how to act. Huh. We got a mission for trap down, no competition. Word is missing, these cats is listening to bullshitting. Keep it searching, lost dogs, no ammunition. Learn to see for yourself, these niggas playing snitches. We got a mission for trap down, no competitions. Word is missing, these cats is listening to bullshitting. Keep it searching, lost dogs, no ammunition. Know to see for yourself, these niggas playing snitches. I'ma keep to myself, pimping nobody else. Fuck the game like a finger, your book is on the shelf. Got us whacking each other, the profit of your death. Green light to the egos, you're nothing left. Try to unity, buck down, and she with me. Consuming eulogies, mama crying for you and me. Cowards flee when the real come, creating peace. That's just how I was raised, homie, don't fuck with me. Got a back and no lacking, we see all in our sleeves. Tired of sharing these posters with families resting in peace. Only strong can survive without a eulogy. Taste the game and respect, you learn it as a G. Mission statement, no faking, these signs are contemplating. Feeble causes, no bosses, just niggas hesitating. Demonstration, no sinkings, you bogus by your nature. Taste the real and it fast, you'll stop your whole caper. Misleading seasons is treasons, they call it killer seasons. Get a grip on the game, stop killing off your eagles, or you could die by the sword. Remember Buzzy Seagulls. Remember Buzzy Seagulls.
This your boy T-Pole. This the New Solution Radio podcast show. And if it ain't AGELREEFE and the family, I'ma keep saying it till I get tired. Overstand, leg up.
We back in the building once again. Round of applause for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Give it up. So yeah, we back in the building again. I hope everybody can hear me. Can y'all hear me pretty good?
I can hear you.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Okay then. Well, this is part 2 of domestic violence and the stages of abuse and domestic violence. We're gonna have more people coming to the show, but I'm glad that Ann and Dan, White Chocolate, you know what I'm saying, in the building, you know what I'm saying. Give it up for Ann and Dan, you know what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Yep. So, you know what I'm saying, without further ado, I got a clip from last week, and I want to run this clip. It was a little clip. I think OG was talking, you know what I'm saying something a little bit to get people caught up on what we were talking about last week, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna bring that clip on, and we gonna pop it on like this right here and see what's going on.
Emotional abuse, it can carry, from, it can hit all categories from money, love, you know what I'm saying? So when you deal with emotional, so you got emotional abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, and spiritual abuse. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes emotional.
So we're gonna stop right there, and we're gonna hit on those few topics of emotional abuse, spiritual abuse, you know what I'm saying? And we just gonna ask, y'all two, since y'all on the show right now, we're gonna get opinions from both sides. We got a male and female, so you know what I'm saying, we'll be able to get a clear perspective across the board. So Dan, you wasn't here last week, so we're gonna let you open it up, you know what I'm saying, with how do you feel about, different stages of abuse and domestic violence?
Well, I think that I'm not going to say I know anything too much on anything, but when it comes to emotional abuse, I can say that I have witnessed it kind of secondhand through what even Ann had to witness, but it wasn't at the same type of volume. I think we all have some type of emotional abuse in our families. or lack of, and even lack of care, neglect in a sense.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to say if I'm saying it on the topic correctly, but I think that when we're going through our formative stages in life, like when we're from, I would say, like 8 to 12 or something like that, when you have like some very disturbing times in this era when you're just trying to form yourself. It really does kind of fracture you as you go. From
Right.
what I've noticed, from my experience, I don't have the same type of like abuse in my family outside
Right.
of maybe a little bit of neglect from them. I've always been a loving, open person, so um, and I try to be. And I think that they do not mean to be the way they are, but I guess that's just how, when you kind of drift away from kind of like your loved ones, even from your formative years. See, we both have a similar kind of like age difference.
Hmm.
Um, her family's a little different. They were basically given structure. They just had that, it's kind of like the Jekyll and Hyde with her,
Right.
with her father. But he was an amazing man. He truly was. He was my hero. I mean, I talked to the man for 3 hours a night sometimes. Yeah, it'd be about our topics, but it'd be about more things. It'd be about the state of the world or some history. He loved hearing about history. He did have such an ongoing mind. It was great to see him in his time. But I think she went through the mental, the physical, and emotional. You know,
Okay.
I went through the neglect, which is kind of considered, I guess, emotional, because
Mhm.
it can make you feel emotional. It's not that they meant to, that they did. It's just when you kind of grow up and you're in a family where you're not really expressing your feelings and stuff. Um, and that's kind of where that was how it led. Where it's hard to express their feelings. It's nobody's
Right.
fault. It's just how those things kind of transpire, I guess you can say. So
Right. Oh,
yeah.
I totally get it. I totally get it. I mean, just being an aid to somebody that has been through it is
Mhm.
enough. You know what I'm saying? It still puts the trauma on you as well because you have to take on that burden of whatever that person's carrying. So that's all understood. That's all understood. Miss Ann, I see the no bullshit shirt, so I see you ain't come for the bullshit.
That's what I gotta
Mhm.
say right now.
I know that's right. I know that's
That ain't
right. Well,
bullshit.
I
Ain't
love it. I love it.
I thought I'd be loud
Yeah.
and clear, especially since right now I've coming back from a cold, so I'm a little foggy.
Oh, it's
I thought it'd
understood.
be
That's all.
clear, at least I can, at least what I'm wearing to represent.
Oh, I understand totally. I get it. I get it. I get it. That's why I said we all have been dealing with a sickness and such. Y'all shoot y'all prayers up for Lady Red. She ain't been feeling too well, but
We're
we gonna, what
so
I'm saying, we gonna keep her in the prayers, Ain't nothing bad or nothing, it's just when somebody's sick, they don't know what's going on, they tend to, but anyway,
yeah.
back to the subject at hand. Miss Ann, we want to get your perspective again, like we did last week. I got a couple of clips of you too on here, but I'm gonna wait till later in the show to run it. But we'll get your insight now on today, present day. That was last week with today. So,
Well,
a
I
lot of
think
time to think about it.
so. We're talking about emotional, physical, spiritual. Uh,
Yes, ma'am.
we're hitting on those but we're not necessarily talking about domestic violence or sexual assault or rape or intimate partner.
That
You can kind of
that
cover.
could be that was just a cover, you know what I'm saying? But we can cover all of it.
I'm
mean, there's
interested
no
really in hearing what your thoughts are, because in spiritual abuse, it's really not something I've thought about. But I did, talk a little bit in the last session about my own experience with pretty much the emotional, physical, sexual assault, rape, domestic violence, and complex post-traumatic stress disorder, experiencing and witnessing intimate partner violence growing up, and how that really hijacked and set the
well,
trajectory of my life. Really,
well,
it's
spiritual. I'm sorry, or I mean,
go ahead.
I was saying on the spiritual note, a lot of people would take things out the Bible, certain scriptures, and cultivate their own formulation of what it means, and not going exactly for what it means. They're making they make it fit for their scenario.
Mhm.
In any case, that can be used against somebody. Say, for instance, that I'm Catholic, you Baptist, or vice versa. It's in my religion not to do this, so I condemn yours to get you under control.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? And it's such a broad spectrum, because the Bible has so many verses, so many parables, so many metaphors, so many things that correlate with each other throughout it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's people that use that in today's society. It's not talked about because that's touchy. That's very, very touchy. You know what I'm saying? Because when you talk about spirituality, then you talk about divide, and you talk about left hand, right hand. You know what I'm saying? You go into a whole another rabbit hole of stuff
Mhm.
to add with the abuse. But it is there, and it's not talked about.
So
It's rare.
they wield the word as a weapon
Mhm.
and hide behind.
Yes,
Is what you mean?
yes,
Um,
yes.
I see.
Yeah,
I,
and then so and it goes even further, you know what I'm saying, all the way down to sexuality. I'm saying that plays a big part in spirituality. You know what I'm saying, your beliefs and how you were raised, and morals and values, and then you get with somebody else that their morals and values may not even be the same, or
Mhm.
their motive or their objective is, you know what I'm saying, whatever is malicious. So they find out, I mean, a normal predator will find out everything about you, your religion, what you feel, how you feel about that, question you. Believe me, I've seen it done. They'll question you. They'll find out every little key component that they need, and then they strike. Boom. Then they strike. Boom. Then they strike. It's one after the other. It's an attack after an attack after an attack. You know what I'm saying? On you. Spiritually. It hits your core. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. And they can
A lot.
they throw that out there, and they hide behind the word, but their actions don't really
Line
align.
up with the word. Nah. It's
Right.
fruit. Your people will know you by the fruit you bear.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You can only put on a facade for so long in front of people, but things show, people feel things.
Mhm.
Energy is real.
Real
You know what
talk.
I'm saying? Yeah.
Real talk. And
Yeah.
I think about I like to say a lot of people will throw the word love out there. I love you. We love you. Love is an act, in my opinion. It's not just a
Mhm.
word. People dilute the meaning of it. All these I love yous don't mean anything when you're not acting
Right.
necessarily.
Right.
So love,
Right.
in my opinion, is a verb. It's not just a noun. It's a verb. And people
Right.
will hide behind the word, throw the word out there, but their actions. So they're trying to just recite, but their actions don't align. Just like what we were talking about.
Right. That's what I was saying. They take bits and pieces to fit and conform their narrative, so to speak.
Mhm.
Whatever they got going on, whatever you believe in, whatever it is that you got, they pinpoint that, and they go from there and find key components of what makes you tick. And we talking about OG, Ambassador Strong. Welcome to the show. I played a little clip of you, OG, talking about emotional, spiritual, physical, you know what I'm saying, abuse. And Miss Ann wanted to know about the spiritual side of it, and how, you know what I'm saying. So I gave her a rough scenario on you know, how people can take things out of the book, out of the Bible, and twist it, you know what I'm saying, and turn it to make a form of control. If you feel what I'm saying, y'all feel where I'm coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, I'm you know, when it comes down to the spiritual side of it, you know, I'm not really just in the, you know, spiritual thing. I believe in the Bible and what, you know, what some people have said and what it's about. You know what I'm saying? And for me, just believe in, you know, I believe in certain things. I don't know. I can't really explain this as spiritually. I don't. I just believe in everyday life. You know what I'm saying? I know that, you know, it's a God. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
Right.
well, you know, and by me saying that, you know, I have read different types of Bible, Holy Quran, and Jewish Bibles, and you know, but had never been Christianity and Bible. I have never just inclined to stick to one religion. I never devoted to one religion. You feel what I'm saying? So I didn't, you know, I didn't feel like, you know, it had to be a choice, because we all saying that we believe in one person with different names, but he is, you know, he's still one person, but he just got many names. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
for me to just say I'm gonna accept Christianity over Judas, I'm gonna accept Christianity over Baptist. You know, Baptist. I mean, what's the point? Why do I have to make a choice when all of us, you know, it's based upon the same thing, same person? You know what I'm saying? So I didn't take the spiritual abuse by understanding. You know, I just learned through how I end up being understand stuff, because I have seen it. I have went through half of the stuff that I've seen. When it comes down to mental abuse, physical abuse, and emotional abuse, you know, because emotional abuse, it triggers everything on the mentally and physically.
Mm-hmm.
Emotion is the one that trigger the other two. You just need spiritual incline to overcome them things. You know what I'm saying? You need some kind of sense of mind and some kind of focus where you can get over the emotional incline that it caused from, your physical mental. I really can't say, I see, like I said, I've seen it, and I respect people that believe in they different purposes and religions. I ain't, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? You a Baptist, I'm gonna shake your hand. You a Jew, I'm gonna shake your hand. You a Catholic, I'm gonna shake your hand. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But coming to join it, oh no, I'm not gonna come and join.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna come and be an honorary, member to it. You feel me? But I think that's another whole topic. Even when I go to some churches, I go in. I like to go in the beginning when they singing and when they praising. You know what I'm saying? When they doing all that, but when they get ready to start talking about speaking the priest, oh no, it's time for me to go.
Yeah.
Because I have noticed that some sermons is good sermons, but some sermons be talking about the surrogation.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You be talking about people in them sermons. You know what I'm saying? Just tell the folks who you talking about. You ain't got to use the book to talk about nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just keeping it real, so it just I don't really just, deal with the spiritual stuff. I'm not spiritual abuse, so I'm not, there
Well,
abuse there, I'm not,
therefore, that's somebody abusing their congregation. That's still a form of abuse. You know what I'm saying? Because you're taking
yeah.
you feel what I'm saying? So this, like I said, this subject is broad. I mean, it's not narrow, it's broad. You feel what I'm saying? Because on the spiritual side, like somebody will literally take, you know what I'm saying? I gotta come on camera. Somebody will literally take a sermon, like OG saying, they'll take that sermon and flip it, take it home. And in the book it say man is the head, you know what I'm saying, man is the head of the household, head of the house. You know what I'm saying? Man is the head. Man will take that and they'll run with it. and just turn a whole good sermon, like OG was saying, into something that it was never supposed to be in the first place.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So that
But you know,
Can I jump in on
let me
y'all?
say this.
Oh,
Yeah, let me say this. Like you jump me. I'm, you know, I'm gonna say. I think I had just not got to talk to somebody about this. You know, you got some churches in California. You got some churches in. I know I got to deal with in California. I know for a fact. You know, even some churches in Las Vegas. I'm talking about you got pastors with millions. I'm talking about with 20 and $30 million, right? They worth all this money. Right, is y'all still to accept the money from the, you know, from the segregation. You already what, you know, what they money gonna go to? If you already what 50 million, right? You still to come around, you know, asking for money for what?
Mhm.
You feel me? I feel like, you know, in the Bible they said God destroyed the church because they were gambling in the church. So there'll be no money be handling in churches and stuff no more. But you know, that's like I said, that's another story. You know, it's like I said, you know, a lot of stuff been handwritten and you know, from a man standpoint. So you know what I'm saying, you can take what you believe in, you know what I'm saying, and break it down to wherever you believe in. You know, like I say, it's, you know, but I try to take the logic from behind it, you know what I'm saying, and try to make it fit my lifestyle. But like I'm gonna end it like this. I'm let my little brother get in on because he probably know more in about it than me. So I'm let one of my big brothers, one of these senior ambassadors, you know, getting in on this right here.
yes, sir. Ambassador Strong, I don't come to the stage.
yes, sir. Peace and blessings. Can y'all hear me good?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Peace and blessings.
Okay, okay. Um, Speaking on spiritual abuse, I think that ties directly into mental abuse. All right. It's like when we speak of people being broken, you know, they're not physically broken. They may be financially, all of these things are small, but when they're spiritually broken, these people are suffering from a state of self-defeat.
Mhm.
They have no hope. They don't believe that their condition can be changed. They've accepted things for it is what it is. They're spiritually broken. They've been spiritually abused because they've been constantly taught that they're not worthy, that they're backed into this corner, that their lives or existence won't amount to anything. And there are people that play on people's vulnerability. You see somebody that just wants to belong, they just want to fit in. So you take advantage of them. You know, this goes into I think a couple shows ago they spoke about pimping or prostitution and things like that, which is another form of abuse. But if you look at it, that person that feels selling themselves for a living and giving somebody else the money to do the bare necessities for them because they can't manage themselves, that person is broken for whatever reason. They're out there on the track, whether somebody drugged them, beat them, scared them into it, kidnapped them, however it went down, they broke that person mentally to where now they're no longer trying to get away. In fact, they'll tell you they can't leave, that and if you do get them away, they're gonna go back.
Mhm.
You know, this is symptoms from long-term abuse. You know, like I said, if this person is beating themselves up mentally every day, and we do it all the time. You know, our children do it, thinking they're failures and things of that nature. Right now, we're suffering from an epidemic where children believe that they're trapped inside of bodies that's not theirs, and they're not good enough, so they need to mutilate themselves to fit in or to be accepted. Um, these are all things that come from mental abuse. These are all things that, whether it be bullying, constant ridicule of someone, stuff like that, and then eventually your spirit is broken because you start to believe all the stuff that you're hearing and that you're telling yourself. Because anybody can say it, but once you start telling yourself the things that they're saying about you, that's
Mhm.
the straight path to that spiritual brokenness.
Mhm.
And like I said, right now, if we look at the state of the people, we have a broken people. We have a broken country, a broken nation. We have a spiritually broken country, nation. You know, our youth don't value life anymore. That's why they're not afraid to throw it away. But why would they not value life? Because they've been taught that their life has no purpose. They've been taught that the road before them is going to be short and tough. So get it while you can. Live it up with no regrets. And we say, yeah, we're not verbally telling them this, but this is what we're showing them in music, in classrooms, and movies, and whatever. The things we glorify, constantly abusing the spirit, you know. Um, and that's what I would take on spiritual. I wouldn't quite take it to religion. And I think that oftentimes religion is religious and spiritual is mixed up.
Yeah, I would agree. I think you can, if I can interject, you can have religion without any spiritual context, and you can have spirituality without any religious context.
Exactly.
Right, right. But they somehow or another intertwine the two. And now your mind is going this way and that way, as if, like you said, it's mental abuse. And they take it
Because
and go, you know, go
yeah,
ahead,
I
go
would say
ahead.
most of the time where you're getting it at, the blend is most of the religious deals with the spiritual, the unseen, the unknown. You know, so when you have that line and it's not explained, it begins to blur itself. Like your thoughts are spirits. You know, they say words are spirits. These things plant seeds that lead to behaviors, that lead to attitudes, and things of that nature. So that, you know, y'all be careful what you say because it'll come to exist. There's power in words, all this type of stuff. You know, so this is what, and then you have different levels of spirit. You know, like his there are spirits that can break your spirit, if it makes sense. The thoughts in your head, those spirits
Yeah.
can physically break your physical spirit. You can see it, your emotion, you're emotionally out of there. It's a lot to dig into to
Yeah.
break it down, but long story short, all is one. It all ties into each other. The mental abuse, when you start beating yourself up in your mind and start believing the things you're hearing or start questioning anything about yourself, it leads to almost physical sickness. Depression is what they call it. The word is depression. You don't know where it came from. You don't know why it's happening, but now you just don't feel like getting out of bed. You don't. The day is bright, but you're gloomy as hell. You're in a room full of people, but you feel like you're all by yourself. Nobody understands you. Nobody gets you. Why am I here? Why is this happening to me? Everybody else is
Wow.
happy. Why can't I be happy? We start overgeneralizing. I can say it because I've been through it. I played the victim in my own mind so much that I started to become the victim. In every situation before it even started, I knew I was going to be cheated. I knew the odds were going to be against me. I knew everybody was going to hate me. So by the time I started, hell, it couldn't be fun. I couldn't enjoy anything. So then when I started going in, realizing that, hey, I've dealt with multitudes of people. I've dealt with people that's supposed to hate black pepper, but we cool as hell. Like it's because we talked. We got to sit down and vibe with each other, and it's like, oh wow, bro. You know, I didn't understand y'all. You didn't understand me. So there was a conflict there. The moment we broke bread, everything was cool. To this day, you know, it's a lot that plays into it, man. But that self-talk and all that stuff is very important because, like I said, we beat ourselves up. We become them victims, and we talk ourselves into stand to it because we lose hope, possibility. Like I said, spiritually broken. Why try? Let's just wild out, tear everything up.
If I could
You
add
know, so that's
something.
what.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I think you weren't done.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, David.
No. Okay. If I was going to add something, you know, it's very interesting as we go through our life. Everyone has relationships, certain types of relationships, and we've actually had friends through our life. Me and Ann have, and they come in, and I always feel that there's a little just something. There's always a little something off, and it's either the environment they're in or around. And we have a good friend who would preach, you know, the God and the Word of God. But boy, it just permeated. There was something just this kind of the energy was just off completely with him. So, but I mean, we all deal with this, you know, with just extra. I'm not going to say that extracurriculars out there when it comes to spirits, but I'm saying that you can feel the energy of it, and it's off. And we've dealt with that. We've actually, you know, even with friends, I felt we'd feel the energy was off, and then before you know it, you know, we were right. You know, we're a close knit pack, and we basically, me and my wife, we welcome in anyone and everyone, and that's just how we are. But at times, you can tell when someone is definitely kind of dealing, or there's something off about the situation. We've dealt with that, and it. I say it's kind of a darker spirit in a sense, not with like they're in a. It's like having because somebody has a conversation, comes in and kind of interrupts them. You know, there's something off about it. The angle's weird. You know, you can't really read it, and so before you know it, it feels strange. And you know, there was times where he would call and he would not stop talking, and before you know it, it'd make my wife feel really uncomfortable. So
Right.
anyway, I think that we all deal with this in the world that we live in. It's hard, you know. Some people are more aware of it than others, but just the extra weird energies and stuff that you can feel through, you know, the people that you're around. But I'm just saying that I've definitely noticed that there's something, you know, when something is a little off with some of our friends, we don't ever want to say that because we love people until the end, and we still love them to this day. So you understand. So anyway, that's my 2 cents.
There's agendas everywhere that are on the surface that you can see, and then there's like hidden agendas that you really don't know. So I think that having discernment is important. People, and so what about the children who really haven't developed discernment and they're getting preached upon by some of these street corner pastors or these big church pastors, whatever, that are trying to throw an angle on something? You develop this whole mass psychosis. So it is a disturbing.
Well, I just, you know, I just look at it like this. It's the propaganda that they put out to the kids, first of all. And you know what I'm saying, you know, domestic violence, if anybody has ever been part of the domestic violence process, then you will understand why it's designed for it. The way it's set up is not good. You understand what I'm saying? And it's about money. It's also designed to tear up the home in itself, to take the male out of the home so the female can do whatever, you know what I'm saying? And prior shows, we've talked about this. The propaganda that they're putting out is in making it, they're caught with normalizing it. They're normalizing, desensitizing domestic violence. It's like a high and a low. They'll preach about it, but then they'll promote it. They preach about it and promote it. So the kids are jumping left, jumping right. Again, it goes back to what Ambassador Strong was saying about the mental abuse. They're putting the propaganda to mentally, you know what I'm saying, do us in. And by the time we catch it up, you know, these folks grown. I don't want to say too much because I just saw a video today that really had. I mean, the lady was just clearly. I could see why it would be a domestic situation. But I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. It was something I saw on the internet, on the internet, and everything is on the internet right now. So that can attest to a lot of things going on out here. The propaganda on the internet, the culture that's moving, the clothing, the dress, the mind state, as Ambassador Strong saying, the mental. It's all mental. We did the mental health awareness, you know what I'm saying, to raise awareness on the mental of domestic violence, of abuse, of this, of that trauma. You know what I'm saying? And it's really what it is. It's trauma all around. They promote trauma. The TV promotes trauma. I just that's just my opinion, but you know what I'm saying?
It does, but one thing that I would like to say is we got to look at no children own movie studios.
Yeah,
No children own record labels.
indeed.
The adults are putting these things out. The parents are allowing their children to buy these things. It's like our kids have the little thing on the phone, the parent app, where you can stop them from getting certain content. But you can't do that to your children, and they're going to go to school with the other kids who can get into all the apps and all this stuff. They're going to, we fall prey to the I'm gonna look like a kid while everybody else is doing this, that, and the third. The internet, we didn't have access to things like these, the cell phones that you can type right in whatever you want to see, and boom, you're there. These kids are exposed to a whole lot before they're ready for it. They don't understand it, and they try to engage in it. A lot of their parents don't understand it. They're just going through the motions.
Right.
We're not planning for babies. We don't understand how to set money aside. And not saying we don't know how to, but nobody's taught us in depth how to do this coming through school. We had a crash course with it and go on. We're going to teach you how to count change, count dollars, tell time, and get ready for a job. It's like you're not really learning how to apply these things to not be another worker bee. To own your company, to make you feel like you've accomplished something. It's a lot that we can change, and it's up to us as parents and adults and guardians and whatever role we play in society to stand up for the kids and protect them against those things, protect them against the predators out here. There's an epidemic of children coming up missing, but I don't see any more creations of neighborhood watches. It's not my business. It wasn't my kid. It'll never happen in this neighborhood. Just being
cussing out. The kids
that's
cuss
it.
out. They cuss the community watch folks out.
I mean, that's
I'm
beautiful
not
that you.
at that, but I'm not.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
You know what? You can give me 100 fuck you bit. Pardon my French. You can give me 100 of those, but that don't stop me from watching out for you on the street.
Right.
Right. Ain't no strange vans rolling around here back and forth without us flagging them down. Hey, what you need? Who you looking for? What address you got? It's small things. Come outside, sit on your porch till the sun goes down. And if you gone in, why are your babies still out here in the street? There is no excuse for a 14-year-old getting gunned down at the store at 2:00 in the morning. There's none justified in my mind. Unless your parents was laid up sick and you was going to get some medicine. But you out there and you got blunts in your pocket, whatever the case may be, somebody dropped the ball.
Right.
And we want to keep blaming the children. It's not them. It's us. And until we take accountability, they're doomed because we're letting them make decisions for themselves. They're not prepared. This is why they're being abused. This is why they're being taken advantage of. This is why they think that you get an extra life. There's a cheat code. I can take these chances. Their whole lives are amounting to a t-shirt with their face on it.
You got parents out here that don't even want to watch their kids. Send them out here to do whatever it is as long as they get out their face. Then
like I say, now it go back to me. I'm a 17-year-old guy. Entering to the prison. You know what I'm saying? In 87, 17 years old. My mind when I went in, I was like, I was into sports and my mind was on, trying to be the best in that, right? But when I entered to the prison system at that age, I had to train my thoughts, right? I had to go into another mode that I wasn't even set to do, right? You know what I'm saying? But I know I'm in this dungeon. They throw me in this dungeon with all these, these convicted. I mean, they put us with everybody during that time, So I had to, be like, damn, I got to kill this. I got to train my thoughts, right? I ain't out in the streets. I can run along play. I'm out here with a bunch of guys that they trying to really just do it to you, because you already hit a story before you go in, right? What the outcomes and all that, right? The do's and don'ts, and for me going in I was like, damn, I got it. Oh, man. Hey, first person say something to me, I'm at it. You know what I'm saying? Whether that person was trying to greet me or not, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know if I train my mind to be in a mental complex. I don't know if I train myself to have to be mental, or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of things I had to go through to understand. I didn't understand myself after I studied year when I turned 21 years old in the penitentiary. I kind of had already built my own reputation, and but it didn't take me to the age of 24 when I went to the hole till I started finding myself. You know what I'm saying? To give me the idea now we can't be hurting, us like this. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think my mental complexity turned into a more emotional mindset than anything at the age of 24. You know what I'm saying? But I still was like, hey, this ain't what it's gonna be. So I think that what I'm saying, I said to say this. I think everybody can change from their stages. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If they try. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't, I'm just, I look at it from my standpoint to where I was when I first went into the age of 24. Then when I got out the hole, another couple years to where I went, kept myself on from leaving from that mental stage to I had to turn the person bird to just, man, look here, just accept me. Like, nah, just go on. Hey, just go on, leave me alone, let you make it, that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I think everybody said, yeah, I had psychologists come to me, and try to, dope a guy up, and all that, but I wasn't down with that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't that crazy for to take that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but and like I said, I think people can overcome anything they put their mind to if they believe in themselves and believe in the higher power and just go just do the thing. Stop listening to people. Tell them that you can't do stuff. And I think it's possible. But I ain't gonna take too much time because I know other brothers. There's a lot of people from here that want to talk, but I just had to just share that because that's something that I train for and too. You know what I'm saying? Then I train for all of it. Then when I come to the street, like they trying to make me go back to it. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. But but that's it. I let somebody else talk though.
Most definitely, we're gonna keep this thing rolling. Hey, Miss Sadie, go ahead and jump in because I know you was itching to get in there.
How you guys doing? My name is Sadie Starr. I have a radio show on Soul 106.3 in Chicago. I like to comment on a couple of things that y'all was discussing when it comes to the missing kids. There's a lot of missing kids. Man, it's like, I don't know, it's like it's something that's going on with these kids being snatched. Nowadays, you don't hear about just the babies being snatched. Now you hear about grown people being kidnapped as well. Something's most definitely going on, especially in the Black community. I think the rates is really high. Not saying that it don't happen in other communities, but I mainly see, especially on social media, a lot of Black kids that's coming up missing. Now the grown-ups is coming up missing as well. So it's something that's most definitely going on. And my thing is, like the gentleman was saying earlier, if you see something, say something. We don't have nosy neighbors like we used to have back in the day. And sometimes it's okay to be nosy, because if you're being nosy for the right cause, it's okay to do that. We got the saying nowadays, I don't want to, be in people's business. So if you see something, you're not going to say nothing. If you see somebody getting kidnapped, you're not going to, at least get the license plates and call the police. Like, if people is afraid to even be heroes. I remember back in the day, in the 90s, it was good to be a hero. I remember, and going back to even in Chicago, we had what they used to call the guardian angels. So like, if it was a crime going on, you had these men that would protect women and children, or protect, young men from being jumped on by gangs. Like, they would stand in a gap and protect you, and they would put their life on the line. So just to protect you, they was called the guardian angels. And if they saw anything, if the crime rate was high, they was going to be right in that area where the crime rate was high. But nowadays, people are afraid to go to high crime rate areas, because they're afraid that their life may be in danger. So they're afraid to go out and step out the box. Versus, back in the 90s, they wasn't afraid to go in these areas. And the crazy thing about it is that we was just talking about this on my show last Sunday, how it was a segment where we were saying that, if you see something, if you see your neighbor's daughter, at home by herself, while the parents is not there, but you see like a lot of boys running in and out the house, would you tell the parent, or would you just keep it to yourself? So we opened up the line. So a lot of people's calling in. It was like, well, I would rather have nosy neighbors, and for them to tell me what's going on, to let me know what's going on in my house. But you had some people called in, was like, no, I'm just going to stay out of it. And I was like, so you mean to tell me if something was to happen to that girl and you said you could have stopped it, you could at least went over there, by you being an adult, you could at least went over there and say, I'm calling your mother or call your father, or just call them right there and let them know, listen, it's a lot of kids running in and out your house. You better get here now before something happened. But you had some callers was like, well, that's not my problem. If something was to happen, that's not my problem. And I was like, wow, it's something how the hearts of people have changed. Like, the hearts of people is growing cold. Don't nobody care about other people no more. They like, if it's not my family, I don't care. If it's not my kids, I don't care. But we're supposed to be that village, whether you white, black, orange, blue, or green. We should still be that community to protect our babies, because this is our future. And so I just want to say that, because it's like, I don't know, people just not in tune no more. People rather just walk away and be like, I'm not going to be the nosy neighbor. I'm just going to turn my head this way because I don't want to see nothing. No, if some boys is running out of my home, I want somebody to let me know, because anything could happen. It could be anything, my daughter could be in danger. It could be a robbery. Anything could be going on. So please be that nosy neighbor in my life and let me know what's going on. So,
indeed.
Yeah.
Brother Carl, you sitting in the cut.
Amen.
Man, I just wanna. Oh, brother, been here for a while, man. I ain't gonna jump in like that. I think you were finna say something, big fella.
Oh no, I was bringing y'all in. I was gonna let you know what I'm saying. You got the flow.
Okay, then, man. I just want to apologize to y'all, man. We got this thing going on here at CareCorps, and I'm trying to get the homemade macaroni together before I get comfortable in my situation right now. But I want to piggyback on what y'all was just saying about seeing something, saying something, stepping in, being a part of your solution to the problems in our neighborhoods. And a shout out to Miss Sadie, because when I do ride to Chicago back home, your show always catch me here and there sometime, depending on what time frame I end up getting there. And I do pay attention to what y'all talking about. That's how you get the ups on what's going on in your own neighborhood sometimes. I'm one of them people, man, that came up in that I'm my brother's keeper era. It took a village to raise kids. Like, even in the projects, we had a base of moral and responsibility towards each other. So we preferred people to keep their business inside, so you wouldn't have to worry about us getting in your business outside. So it was a lot of rules and regulations in Chicago way back when in the 90s, and a lot of people didn't pick up that ball to be their brother's keeper and their sister's keeper and their protector, their backbone. I remember the Guardian Angels. I was a kid coming up and the Guardian Angels was out. But the politics of certain things and the politicians that we had and that actually got them brothers shut down, I actually think they tried to make them look like some kind of creeps and something back in the days, you know.
That's so
When
messed up, bro.
you know what I mean? It's the
That's so
politics. And you can't really too much blame the politicians because they didn't live in our neighborhood. They only one person lived in our neighborhood back in the days, and that was Bobby Rush. You know what I mean? And he did what he could, but when he got too loud, they found a way to silence him. You know what I mean? You're gonna play ball, you're gonna get on. These the 80s. It wasn't no more Harold Washington. It wasn't no more solid black politicians there. Everybody took money for the ball and just got out the way and did what they could for us, but we never seen the benefits and reap the benefits of it because after so long, the funding went to a whole neighborhood that didn't need it. There's no reason DePaul University need anything going on in their neighborhood. They almost downtown. They kicking it. You know what I mean? Whitney Young shouldn't have to need nothing from us but the students that can come up out of that neighborhood. But instead of sending really smart kids to Whitney Young College, y'all sent them to Kennedy King or something like that in the neighborhood because it was a systematic way of just watching things. Like I said before, I'm from Ida B. Wells. I'd seen 10 years ago videos of them actually watching us in the 80s and the 90s. And all the way to the early 2000s, to where they was indicting the officers for the corruption they was doing, but y'all literally showing us that y'all watched us do all this stuff back then and could have intervened, gave fundings, gave all kind of stuff to get us up out of these kind of conditions that was created by y'all. So now we all against each other and don't feel like we need to protect each other because now it's all promoted on the propaganda state that y'all was talking about, like, hey, stay out of everybody's business. Most people that's on the pursuit of immediate gratification, I love that Strong always use that word for people, is that if they are the hero, they want to be recorded doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the part that's going on now, just for 1 million views to get a check. I intervened in this. I just gave this ball $5 in the streets. Let somebody record me for this. Same when y'all were talking about the church. They found out T.I. was on his way to the church and put the thing back out. They had already did the collection plate, put the thing back out and gave it to him.
Well, you
And
crazy.
asked him for money. The churches has been so corrupt for so long, but the word told you was the temple, so why we keep going? You know what I mean? So, and that's just on a spiritual note because, I try to divert from that because for real, I'm one of the people that don't believe nothing but what I can see. And I see nature giving me life. Okay? So we gonna go on with all that. There go my mother and brother God right there. The sun, the moon, the stars, all these things. I'm under H2O, breathing underwater because oxygen is H2O. So we get into the elements of nature and then talk to me about God. You see what I'm saying? People scared to step into their own essence and things of life to understand that these things, nature even protects itself. But sometimes nature fight back and we're scared to fight back now. We keep forgetting we're a part of this body of nature. We're a part of this essence, and we was created out of nothing, out of straight dark matter, all these explosion stuff. No, we was created out of some kind of matter that made us matter. And what that Bible told me that it was dark and it was good. I don't know where they get the definition from. So we just have to understand what we're going through spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, physically, what's being promoted as a propaganda, and what is our best efforts in deterring these things and eradicating these things out of our thought process, knowing that these things are being implemented as an inception for us to do exactly what they want us to do. We can turn the bullets on ourselves now.
Yeah. You said it though. Systematic. It's systematic. The trauma.
Yes,
they already throwing. No, you good. The trauma they put. It's like spoon feeding a baby. They don't just feed us. They've been feeding us this, like you said, for years. And Strong said it too. OG said it too. They've been doing this back since the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So along with the abuse, and you add the bad propaganda, and you add, like you were saying about the pimping, all of it tie in together.
Yes,
For that,
it's
for that
part of
systematic, what he talking about? You know what I'm saying?
it's a poison. It's a poison. See, the thing is right now with the number of people that are becoming aware of things that's going on, of all cultures and nationalities, all these things, people are becoming aware and are fed up. Like enough's enough. And when we can focus on the issues at hand, like the government, what they're doing, we elect people and then we act like we have no control after they get in office. We allow policies and things to be put in place because we're not participating. It's people are afraid because they feel like they're standing by themselves. This is what the we code is about. This is what the big we is about. Those that are like-minded come together on all diverse stages and then work together in their collective organs towards the common cause. You know, some people are going to believe this way. Some people are going to believe this way. Some people are going to believe that way. But if all of them believe that A needs to change, then that gives us 3 different approaches to the same problem, which helps eliminate and offers more options. See, a lot of times we fear difference instead of embracing it. We fear change because, I mean, just speaking on the Bible, you know, we get into tough situations and we'd rather go back to where we came from, even if it was in bondage. It beats the hell out of being out here not knowing where the next is coming from. And that's what happens a lot of times when we get caught in the revolving doors of these institutions, these human warehouses. We're afraid. So we keep going back to what we know because, hey, it's too hard out here to get a job and keep going to clock in and not. They expect me to be on time every day. You know, Capone said something earlier about, you know, if you get it in your mind that you just want to change and that, you know, there's something greater out there, then you can do it. Yes, we can all do it. But some people are surrounded in environments to where the misinformation and stuff is the truth. They don't know nothing else. There's nobody else teaching anything else. Everybody believes in the same lie.
They don't teach critical thinking.
That's it. And then when we come in and we get frustrated because they just want, why you can't see it? It's because we can't give understanding. Hell, I don't even know where understanding come from. I read something 5 years ago and just got it today. Like we don't know if we knew where it came from, there would be no arguments because I could just say, here's the understanding, and you got it. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
But that's the thing is, I want you to see my points. I'm arguing with you, I'm gonna debate with you, and then if you don't agree, I don't fuck with him. Dude, bogus. This man has been living his life on a set of core principles. You're trying to snatch the rug out from under him. He's gonna fight. This is why we walk the walk. This is why we dialogue. This is why we talk, so that we can put our ideas on the table. And hey, me respecting what you're saying and taking the time to marinate on it and think about your point of view, I might actually get something from it. But if just because I know my truth is the only truth, I can't hear what you're saying. Y'all stupid. Y'all bogus. Y'all the enemy. Y'all the op.
It's a lot of that going on right now. A lot of other podcasts. I'm not gonna say no name, but I'm just gonna say that it's a lot of that.
I love them all.
A lot of that. Yeah, I know. I'm saying I just say it's a lot of that propaganda floating around.
Yeah,
got everybody diluted. You know what I'm saying?
But see, this is where the light comes in. And one thing about it is, unfortunately, when you go out into nature, the poison berries are mixed in with the good berries. Some of them look just like each other. You just got to know the difference in the ridges on the leaves. It's a lot. They right there. It's hard to tell, but it's through knowing yourself, knowing your own why, knowing that, hey, the people that I intertwine with are going in the same direction I'm going in, and what they believe in might not be what I believe in, but it doesn't conflict to the point to where we can't get to where we're going.
Right.
We can put our beliefs and understand that's my belief, but it shouldn't hinder us working together in this mission. You go in and clock in your job every day, and I guarantee you everybody you work with don't have the same set of beliefs. So if you can do it to fulfill somebody else's dream, somebody else's vision, why can't you do it to fulfill your own? It's hard to buy it because we're just not looking at it.
Go ahead, OG.
But
I
you
know
know,
you was going to jump in now.
I just wanted to say I touched on what Mr. Starr was saying. You know, right? You know, about the Guardian Angels and all. You know, we had Neighborhood Watch. We had all that. You know, but right now what we dealing with is, you know, it's not a problem to it become a problem to someone else. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're dealing with. You know, your problem ain't their problem to have happened to them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, once they can get that mindset that everybody's problem can be helped, just don't wait till it happens to you. Then you think you supposed to get all of the system you need. You know what I'm saying? The communities have, you know, I'm in the community down here right now. You know, I'm surrounded by, you know, different mixed breeds, you know, when I come outside, you know, I'm the only one say good morning. I don't know, none of my neighbors never speak first. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know, it ain't the same. It's not the same. I don't know, people. I don't know. I can't like we said. We can't point nobody else. You got to point yourself. You know, we can debate and talk about it. Yeah, the social media. When you know, I didn't know nothing about social media because we didn't have it back then. But then when I started understanding it, when I first grabbed hold of Facebook, I didn't know what Facebook, Instagram, I didn't know what none of that stuff was. You know what I'm saying? What is that? You know what I'm saying? So when I did start, you know, getting hold of, and I was looking, and I was like, every time when I first started going on social media, I was looking at all the stuff that people was doing, right? And people talking about each other, and people got, you know, all these guns, money on things, you know, all this stuff. I'm saying to myself, why these folks on here acting like this? So right. So you know, then so then yeah. So then I got the full understanding. They were like, well, if you get so many, they Facebook will pay you to act crazy. I said, what? You know what I'm saying? So you getting paid to act stupid on Facebook. That's what I asked them. Like, they said, yeah, 9 out of 10. That's all. I said, oh my goodness. So you know, instead of, you know, with social media and the platforms of it, all these different platforms that they got, they have bruised Facebook. And like Mr. Starr say, we have started using social media for help us for stuff positive. They probably wouldn't even, Facebook probably wouldn't even be up. Social media probably wouldn't even be up now. If we were using it for positive stuff, oh, they better shut down all the networks. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, it just how we look at things. Now we on here, you know, we all have different different people's views and different podcasts, different people. We trying to change the narrative, but as long as we still got these same platforms up, it's just only few gonna be able to, you know what I'm saying, work together and try to change the narrative. What's going on with the social, you know, inclines. You feel me? So I mean, we got a lot of, you know, it's a lot of work, but it's just, you know, like I said, it still starts with themselves. You know, everybody got to, you know, get in their mind, man. That they like Bruce Song said, man. They got to get in their mind, man. They want to change, man. You know, they're afraid to change. I don't know why, man. You trying to tell me, man, you stay in the record house and ain't got no flows. You want to stay right there all your night? You don't want to change? and get somebody to fish a hole in the floor. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it don't.
Yeah.
It don't. I mean, I don't know where. You know, I had people tell me that, you know, they go to the doctor and the doctor tell you that if you don't stop smoking, if you don't stop eating pork, you will die, you know, and stuff like that, right? So I had it, you know, when people, I know when a couple of my people, you know, died, you know, but when they told them stop doing it, they died in the next 30 days. It took them almost 3 months when they died when they stopped doing what they were doing. You feel me? So I was like, well, I mean, maybe they should have kept doing what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they live long. I don't know. I'm just, you know, I be trying to understand how they tell you stop doing one thing, then you stop, then you die. Then I see people still come, you know, that still be doing it right now, have lived longer than my folks that they told stop doing it, still living right now. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, what, how kind of psychological stage that is? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, y'all, you know, y'all help me out on that. I don't know. I may be overthinking myself. I don't know.
It all ties into abuse.
Yeah,
it all ties in together.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how you explain it in different scenario, it's some kind of something that messing with that mind. It either is messing with your body or messing with your mind.
hey man, that's what it's for. You feel what I mean? The propaganda, the social media. When social media first dropped, I wasn't, you know what I mean? I'm outside. I wasn't thinking about that. Probably was in prison somewhere. But when I did get on social media, I've been a conspiracy theorist all my life. So first thing came to my mind was Terminator. Okay? From the 80s. I'm talking about the first Terminator. We had computers, but it wasn't as advanced as what you're saying on Terminator. And then when social media come out and people talking to each other through phones, this, that, and the other, Star Trek, all these movies start popping up in my head. Okay? And then I realized we being tracked. Back then, you couldn't really track people like that. You know what I mean? Not then, before social media, people could disappear and be gone for 40 years and pop back up and everybody thought he was dead. They couldn't track you, but now social media can track you to the point where and you put all your business out there. It's a tracking system for to tell these people all your business, everything you think about, how you raise your kids, the way some of these people put videos up on their kids. I'm surprised Children's Services ain't kicked in everybody's door. You see what I'm saying about what's going on? But we're promoting little babies on social media, and they can pass laws for pedophiles to view your kids without you being knowledgeable of it to help a psychological breakdown to touch a kid because you can't get to them, even though all you do is type somebody's IP address on and you know exactly their location. You really just gave them a target tool to go to. You know what I mean? That's why we keep telling people stop putting their babies up there half naked and things like that. Put some clothes on them and stuff like that. But no, most of us is selling our kids to this social media trap. Cats over here calling themselves organized, gang banging on social media, showing everything. You know what I mean? The same thing we tell people with all these crimes going on, like she was saying earlier, won't nobody step up, but everybody quick to record what's going on. Now he a rat. Because now you got more information going on. It's a shooting on 3rd Street. The police didn't even get that, but it's on social media.
And now that is very true. That is very true right there.
Everybody tracking devices and rats, and they don't even know it.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's what social media is for them to judge you. Court cases and things like that is all on social media. The judge ain't judging nothing. We are. according to the people, and they found a way for the people to judge one situation based on that. We're actually the jury, and an innocent person might get found guilty just because we on social media talking about the ins and outs. Well, what if he did this, that, and other? We are private investigators on social media. Man, it probably happened like this. Y'all don't think these people taking all this stuff into consideration, and they got an open closed case on somebody that actually didn't do it? You see what I'm saying? We putting them in. Look, this my school books now. Look, I've been reading Behold King Lord. This is like my third book because I just don't want to lose it. Okay, this man ain't lying. We just too blind to open up a book and actually find out what they had planned 35, 45, 55 years ago. And then when we see it, they called us crazy for actually speaking on it 25 years ago. We told everybody this was gonna happen, but when they say the conspiracy is just name me one conspiracy theorist that was ever proven wrong. We won't listen to them because we believe anything these people put in our face because they show us something different. But it's actually right on the ball of the conspiracy theory. I read this. Counseling, the cultural diversity. It's every race of counseling, how they think about on every race level. This is really how they judge you according to the police cases and stuff like that when they do their training for cops. But you got to be more aggressive with the black man because they already put the stereotype that we're aggressive, abusive, and we'll run on you. Pull your gun out. See? Why we the only race that got to be addressed aggressively?
Well, see that I'm gonna touch on this. I was watching a couple of other podcasts, and Charleston White came on there, and he, you know, yeah, I listened to the whole podcast, and I mean, he had a good point on what our culture glorifies, and then like you said, social media. If we was on here doing something positive, and social media was positive, wouldn't be around long. But what we glorify dictates how. So I guess I want to say homes are raised. You know what I'm saying? You got rappers raising your kids. You get what I'm saying? Basically, and he touched on certain things. I may not be in agreement to some of the things that he say, but when he hit that, it was like we glorify this, but we shun this. We want change, but it's so much of the glorification of killers. You know what I'm saying? The gang banging, like you said, the organized gang banging. It's all abuse. They put it in your face. Social media, the internet, not internet, the internet puts it in your face. You know, that was just I sat there and watched it. I mean, like I said, I don't agree with some of the stuff he say, but when he look at like what we glorify, what does the youth actually glorify out there in the street world?
Hey,
Can I say something about that?
Go ahead. I didn't want to open up no pot. I just, you know what I'm saying, that's just something it hit me, you know what I'm saying? I want to get y'all opinion on it.
Now, I was looking at this documentary, I guess. This was like a while back. And when it comes to like certain rap music and how the rap music was even birthed, you know, I remember, you know, I forgot the first rapper name. He was from New York. I forgot his name. But when he was rapping, it was all about rhyming. They used to rap about cereal. You know, I woke up in the morning or ate breakfast. It was something that always rhymed. But they were saying that what opened up that door to bringing in like abusive rap, like talking about your black women or talking about killing somebody. They said that was birth. This guy, he was like a whistleblower. He was saying that I forget what company he worked for, but they had like a meeting. They was telling them, listen, you have to get to these rappers and let them know in order for them to be successful, make money, they got to go out here and they got to feed their communities garbage. Like they have to say stuff that down the community, say stuff that down their women, say stuff that really make them look bad in order for them to make it in this rap game. So he was, and the guy who was out there, I guess he was like a PR. He was like, man, like he said he didn't want to tell the rappers that, because if you think about it, you know, I'm an 80s baby, but when you think about it, growing up in like the 70s and, you know, our grandmothers and our mothers' times and whatever, like they had respect for each other. You know, if it was like a community, you know, if you ran out of sugar, you could knock on a person door, you know, I ran out of sugar, can I borrow sugar? It was nobody, you know, of course people kept up mess, but the Black community wasn't doing a lot of killing back then. Like we really loved each other. When James Brown came out with that song, I'm Black and I'm Proud, say it loud, like that right there really stuck in a lot of households. That made you feel proud of who you were. It made you feel proud, made you love your neighbor, love your brothers and sisters. Like they had such a strong knit when it came to stuff like that. The crime rate was down. You know, you may have a little fight here and there, you know, but it wasn't as high as it is now. Like it's like everybody's just going crazy. But I was looking at how the guy was saying how they birthed that in our communities. They pushed that on the PRs. They pushed that on a lot of artists and told them, listen, if you don't rap about killing your Black women, talking about them, degrading them, your record would not be played. So when and it's on YouTube, if y'all can look it up, it's on YouTube, you can see it. And that's how he was saying how they, you know, dealing with Ice Cube. Now they came out, listen, you have to push this out there, you know, in order for you to be successful. So Ice Cube now start pushing it out there. They start coming up with the B word and stuff, you know, degrading women. And then you see Queen Latifah come out in the 90s. Who you calling the B? You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was all in the same era. And it's like somewhere up in this, it's like we stuck with that, and it just went on from generation to generation, and it messed up our community. A little girl coming up, I remember in the 80s when Too Short and them came out their record, they started playing it. You know, he was really degrading Black women, and you know, and I started seeing when at first, you know, coming up, I remember me and my grandmother used to go to the store. And when a man saw me and my grandmother, they'd take their head off. They respect the Black women. They respect the elders. You know, nowadays, they don't do that no more. They'll curse them out, beat them up, kill them, however they feel to do. That's what they're going to do. But I really believe that when it comes to rap game, a lot of this trap music, drill music, it have really messed up our community in the ways that, you know, in ways that just go down from generation to generation. But if you think about it, you know, a lot of us come from, you know, the projects, a lot of us come from poverty, and a lot of people trying to find a way just to make it out the hood because they wanted to live like other races was living. They wanted to have certain things in life that other people had too. You know, we wanted that picket fence, that White House and that picket fence, and wanted to sit at the table and eat. So a lot of people, they do what they can do just to get out the hood. And that's what they did. They started coming up with all this different music just so it can satisfy the higher ups and make us look bad. And that's what it did, just really messed up our communities. And I hate it was like that, but we wasn't always like this. You know, we had common sense. You know, we smart people. We made the stop signs. We made stoplights. We made toothpaste, coffee. The list goes on and on. The great things that we did as a people, as a community. But it's like in other ways, it's not really their fault. You know, they start putting all this other different stuff to captivate our minds and put our minds on disrespecting our community. And it's like, that's where we stay right there. But some make it out, you know, I'm talking, I'm not just making out with money or financial things. I'm talking about conscience. Some people have made it out. A lot of people are starting to wake up like, wait a minute. Life is not supposed to be like this. You know, what they gave us was a fairy tale. I don't know if y'all familiar with this movie that's called The Truman Show. When I saw that movie opened my eyes up on so many different levels. It made me look at life different. It made me look at life as nothing but a stage. The things that we go through, the things that they distract us from is a stage. They doing this for a reason. And just to piggyback too, on the other guy, I forgot your name, I forgot your name. You were saying how when it comes to religion, how you said that the moon, the stars, you look at the moon, the stars as, you know, your mother and father. I mean, we all got our different beliefs on how we look at things, and to each his own. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. However, you know, we all got our own opinions about how we feel about the creator. But with me, I do believe in God. And the reason why I say I believe in God, because it's about the relationship. The things that I prayed for, the things that I've seen, the angels that I've seen before that that helped me out of situations. Man, the prayers, the dreams I had, the visions that I had, things that came to pass, it grew me closer to God. So I just know that we all have our own opinions about when it comes to religion. That's why I'm not a religious person. I just believe in, I believe there is a higher up, but I just don't, try to get myself in a position where, because some people argue about religion, but that's not me, because I feel like to each his own, because everybody got their own, how they look at God. So what you want to say? Because you move your head like
Me? I'm with you, sister. On that.
him.
Oh,
Nah,
yeah.
No,
he
both
gotta
of y'all
unmute his
can
mic.
speak on it.
Y'all
My
unmute your
bad.
mic.
I didn't know my mic was muted. I ain't know my mic was muted. No, I do believe in God as well. Like, even in the point of this nature being created by the Most High and the Most High power. So there has to be something greater than us within ourselves as well. Because, a lot of people say, hey, if you want to find God, look within yourself. So, we all have a higher connection to what works for us. And I respect everything that works for us. And I know that religion is the basis of spirituality. So spirituality was here first. So I remain spiritual in the belief of that there may be a God and there may not be a God to certain people, not just to me. You know what I mean? Or me personally. You know what I mean? I try not to get into them kind of lights of it, because with what people try to debate about instead of build about, I debate with my equals. Everybody else is a teaching lesson for me or for them from where we come from and perspectives of what we've been through. I try not to get into it because they turn it into a conversion for you to believe what they believe. And the thing is that it's a belief, not a fact. So, you know what I mean? They don't put a man before God, but we put a name or a man before that person and things like that. So it just kind of throws me off on certain people's aspect of things. But if we all talking about love in which we was created for, then yes, you believe in God as well. So, hey, let's rock together. It ain't got nothing to do with the mission.
Now, that's what I was saying earlier, that people will take, like what you just said. It was prime example that you don't put no man before God. Mm-hmm. People will take that right there, that one little phrase, and flip it in millions of different ways. That's what you know what I'm saying? So then that's a fact, and it does turn you, because you know what I'm saying? Some people live their life on facts. Some people live their life on beliefs. You know what I'm saying? It's it's a balance. Go ahead, Strong.
See, we I was gonna say that we look at things as in, like you stand firm on what you believe in. Everybody stands firm on what they believe in. And there are instances where somebody gets offended if somebody's speaking on what they believe in and it contradicts with what they believe in. Now, the person who's expressing their belief is entitled to do that in whatever situation that they're in. The person that doesn't want to hear it has the ability to exit stage left if they don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But to feel that the person that's expressing themselves must shove what they believe down because I don't want to hear it is a form of dictatorship. You're trying to control and take away my freedom to believe how I believe so that it'll fit in your box.
Right.
But see, I bought this with me in its own carry case that was delivered to me with my name on it. So I'm gonna unpack it how I choose to.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And it's not meant in offense. It's just like correction. A lot of people take correction wrong, or somebody trying to offer advice on how you can improve something. I've never tried to help somebody I was trying to hurt. So why would you be offended if I was offering you something I felt could save your life? It's a thing about it is, even if it's the idea of, hey, young brother, You don't want to do that. You run in that building, they're gonna gun you down. Mind your motherfucking business, old head. Listen,
Yeah.
brother,
Yeah.
you are my business, because when they kill you out here on this corner, we gonna have police marching through here like it was a race riot.
Yep.
You know, right now in my police in my community, we have every stop has 6 or 7 officers on every stop in my community. Now I drive this community, this city all night, so I see how they operate in different areas, and that goes. I'm taking it back to the question of why would they feel they have to use so much force in our communities? Now,
Right.
if you been feeding one side of the city, on the other side of the tracks, you've been making sure the roads are paved, you've been making sure the landscaping is good, the water quality is good, the building up faces are kept, blah blah blah. The other side, you've been kicking ass, taking names, and letting it run down the drain. So when we come over here, you're frustrated, you're angry, you're afraid. We did the things that put you there, but now there's no telling on how you're going to react, because, hey, you're starting to verbalize that you're tired of it and that you've had enough and that we want change, and we're demanding change. Not now, but right now. So there is a state of fear there. You know what I'm saying? And I've told cops, like, when you pull me over, why are y'all 6 deep? Why do y'all all have y'all guns? I mean, your hands on y'all guns. Hell, I'm 10 and 2 on the steering wheel, all 4 windows down. I'm in the car by myself, but I know procedure. My father was a sheriff. He taught us everything. Hey, look, you get pulled over, follow these steps right here, blah, 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 blah. Keep your license and stuff right over the sun visor. You don't have to reach for nothing. Flip the sun visor down. Ain't no pistols up there. We good.
Yeah.
So all of these things were just small steps, but I'm looking all around my car. I got people behind me with guns out. Sir, do you have a felony? When you type my name in, it pop up big as hell, all my affiliations, how much time I've been in the joint, what I got caught for, all of that. Got a whole FBI file pop up. Stop playing. You know what I did. You know who I am. But you want me to lie till they give you probable cause. What you doing over here? What you got going on? I'm working.
What question? Why do you think that is? Why do you think that that they be so aggressive when it comes to our community? Why do you think that? Is it that because the picture that they painted for our communities? Like, why do you think that?
No, I want to say that it's the picture we paint. See, we have a problem with voicing instead of doing. We want to talk, we want to bark, we want to broadcast everything we do before we do it. In my opinion, it's a warning factor, because I really hope don't nothing happen. So that's why I'm standing on the end. Y'all better not bring y'all ass down here, because this gonna happen if y'all come down here. Because I really don't want you to come down here.
I'm down here, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But see,
And
what happens is
my bad.
you get a bunch of gung-ho individuals. Like my kids just had a run in and they was laughing at them. Oh, you're gonna take our badges, what you gonna do? Who you gonna tell? I mean, they was handling them. But just so happens one of my kids called me, and I'm not that guy, so I might as well have sirens on my car racing to the scene. Oh, they got one. They got a real buddy on their team. So it's y'all not. You want to prove something. You want to get your rank up. So you think you want to take the roughest neighborhoods, and you come into the community looking for perps and suspects instead of trying to make sure everybody is in tune and safe and protected, and the laws are being protected and observed. You coming in here looking for somebody to lock up. What y'all doing out here? Why y'all standing over here? Whose house is this? Why?
It's a game.
You want me to get out of character so you can lock me up. But see, it's on us to, hey, educate our children. Keep your composure. You're on your property. If the police pull up, we know we used to do when we was kids. When they pull up in front of the house, we go inside to get our parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a lot.
I see these little kids. I see these kids now. They cussing police out and fuck you, bitch, pig, mama. And then they taking off. But they ain't going in the house. They shooting in all different directions. Now we got a foot pursuit. Now they finna get them somewhere and handle them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Off camera. Because
Off camera.
everybody doing a lot of things on camera, like we were just saying not too long ago. Everybody want to be a hero, but they gotta be They want to be recorded again. Again, pursuit of immediate gratification. But like Strong said that when she asks why do they treat our neighborhoods like that, like I've actually one of my stepdaughters, man, from Belle Fountain, Ohio, doing the police thing. Now I've read her book, I've read the Ohio book, I've read the Illinois book, I've read the Iowa book. Every state I go in, I do my ARD on what I can and can't do in these states, right? They all are trained literally to address us more harshly. In their training books, if anybody read the police training books, they have how to address each race. So it's in their training, even to a black police officer, to address us more aggressively. Because for real, as long as that 3/5 situation is, it says that we're not human. The laws are written for human beings. If they can keep that there, we're not human. They can do what they want to legally. Okay, so this is why they treat us more harshly in our neighborhood. Like Strong said, we painted the picture. Now I agree with that to an extent because the picture was already propaganda and stereotyped by them in their image. But it takes us to live up to the picture, and we have done a tremendous job of that. We've looked up to the word nigger, and they defined it. You see what I'm saying? But in order to define a word, you have to know the word and be the word or actually live the word and things of that nature. So you have been flopped around this identity crisis, and now everybody want to be the Joneses. Like she was saying, we needed this and we needed that. It's the monkey see, monkey do syndrome. We didn't want no mirror till we walked up in the house and seen ourselves in the mirror. We didn't want a house until we seen the house. We didn't want 10 acres and 40 acres and a mule till we actually had to push that mule down there for the tractor. Look, we became addicted to what we seen, and once we started getting it, we started becoming better than ourselves. That means our own brothers and sisters that had less than us. We fed right off into the narrative of our own destruction. And like she was talking about with the rap meeting, that meeting actually took place in 1990 when they flipped the thing. Probably 89 and 90. Ice Cube talked about it. Jay Prince talked about it. All these elements of people in the celebrity gangs that has talked about it, or those who knew about it in these streets, because it got back to who it needed to get back to, and understood that the private prisons was finna open up and they was finna use the hip hop gang. That's why they stopped the conscious rap and put the negative rap in to put us into private prisons for the communities that opened them up. Everybody that signed them deals and made them deals, this is why I can't forgive them right now today. They knew the deal when they made it. Y'all helped destroy us, so we don't need y'all to keep coming out now telling us about this, trying to lead us again. We fell for y'all leadership in the first place. I can't forgive y'all for that. But I respect y'all's second chance because you're giving me the knowledge that we need so we don't step into that same mistake again. Our generation now that it's all in the open and these people are showing you that it's in the open. They're giving you the opportunity to make a choice.
Hey, let me ask a question real quick. If the ass didn't want the carrot, could it be led?
Wow.
Nah.
Is that a question of do a lazy person want to be killed?
It's just it's a simple of the biggest thing is ask yourself why you won't have the shit you want. You was making a point about it as in, hey, you didn't want it till you saw it. You didn't want it until they told you how great it would make your life. You didn't need it until somebody told you that it would improve your situation. So when you begin to eliminate these falsehoods, when you begin to start looking at what you're buying, like, why do I need to upgrade my phone every year? Why do I need I really only look on Facebook and call people, and I may send a text message now and again. Why do I need a phone that got missile guidance codes and all this other shit in it? It's we trapped in a cycle of, okay, they're telling you what you need to improve yourself. You're trying to get comfortable in a situation you need to be trying to get out of. We need to get off the hamster wheel of being told, okay, we got Christmas coming up. Y'all finna spend this much money. Don't go out of budget. Here's Black Friday. Prices are dropping. We dangling this carrot in front of your face. Then you're gonna go down here, bite the motherfucker. Your kids gonna play with the toys for that day that you spent $12,000 on, and ain't gonna never play with it again.
Have mercy.
Because we're not buying our kids, hey, the telescope because they want to be astronomers, or the microscope because they want to be scientists. We're not investing in their future in the trades that they told us they want to pay interest in. We're gonna go get them a PS5. I'm finna go make sure that he got the new hoverboard or some weird shit. We have to invest in them if we want them to ever want more. We have to show them that, hey, this stuff has no real value. You're the value. The person, the individual, the child, the adult, the whoever is the value. It's like going to a job that you hate and thinking you owe them something because they hired you. You feel something they needed. You feel the position they needed in order to work right. You're valuable. Stop looking at yourself like somebody did something for you. You're doing something for them. You got 24 hours in your day. How much are you selling them for?
Yes, sir. Or how much are you earning for yourself if you work?
That's what I'm saying. You selling yourself throughout your day. How much do you value yourself as? Do you value yourself to where I'm punching somebody clock for 60 years at oh man, I made it up to $25 throughout my lifetime? Do you really think you're $25 per hour of your life and you made it big time? I mean, I ain't laughing at it because trust me, I was that guy last year. Oh boy, we banking now. Hey, look, and then the bottom fell out. And then it's like, you know what? They caught me for a little while. Hey, y'all come get this shit. I can't keep it. I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna hold on to it and be ducking y'all. Come get this shit. It is what it is. Hey, so it's just like, yeah, we get to live in according to our quote unquote means, and we get comfortable in that, and then we stop pursuing our dreams. We stop pursuing our purposes. We stop fighting for our causes because we got comfortable.
Yep.
If
You
I'm
know,
to add, I'm sorry.
Oh, go
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
Who is that?
Keep it going. I'm sorry. No, I was going to
That's
say,
white
if I
chocolate.
might add a lot of
That white chocolate.
You know,
It's
it's kind
okay.
of like, and this goes back to like our own, like kind of like our own hangups, such as like our, you know, a lot of people have certain demons that keep them away from being their best self for sure. And I think that this kind of goes back to what we're talking about with the, like just the trauma and how we deal with trauma, and it's kind of like certain aspects of each family, certain members of each family take on a certain different trauma, I guess you can say, or not trauma, just
Well,
they you know, some are more like outspoken, such as me. Like I come from a family that they're not very outspoken, but I'm the outspoken one because I was like, if nobody's going to speak up, then I'm going to speak up about stuff. But the point of the matter is like, this is what we're dealing with, and it keeps us from being our best self. And in a sense,
I got a question.
That's my,
I got a question. I ain't mean to cut you off, white chocolate. I got a question.
Go. Yeah.
Now, we know we talked about trauma, and we talked about a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
The recovery from the trauma.
Mm-hmm.
How long do y'all think that lasts?
Well, if I can, are you asking me like in general, or my
That's just a general
experiences?
question to everybody. Like in any kind of trauma that could pop up in your brain. You
Well,
know what I'm saying? Not
if
necessarily specific, but do you know?
I would like to add for just kind of how it is to be a person of, because my wife, she deals with this trauma. She deals with this every day. It's the CPTSD that she deals with. And I guess you can say that you have to, you have to be very strong in a sense, because there's a lot of things that go with that. And it's like, she feels different than a lot of people, is the way I like to describe it, in a sense. And so going back to how we deal as just in general, as we all have some kind of role in our own families and our own family makeup and our own community makeup. You see what I'm saying? And when you take all these, and the other thing is you take divided communities, because we live in kind of a United States that's divided, from each other. We don't have enough interaction when it comes to certain things, like when it comes to races. And this is one thing that I've always thought. But when it comes to dealing with her, she is, I know she doesn't mean it, and when she has these breakdowns, but I'm very proud of her and how she has overcome so many obstacles, especially in the last 8 years, with losing of family members and loved ones, and just kind of losing of people that we don't even want to lose,
Right.
So, but anyway, that's kind of my 2 cents.
I can add to that if I may.
Go ahead.
The question on like how long does it take to recover from trauma, from my personal experience, from a science perspective, what I've read, what I've learned about it in my own personal experience in terms of trauma that's complex post-traumatic. So in the developmental periods of the brain where it hijacks the brain, what they've determined is that this subset, this population that their brain is hijacked because of this severe persistent trauma at the hands of a primary caregiver or upon whom the child relies upon for survival, and it occurs during one or the other or both of the two most critical periods in the development of the human brain. It changes the architecture of the brain, and that person, unlike PTSD, which is PTSD is what you get as an adult. Complex you can only get as a child. This subset of this population, they're going to struggle throughout their entire lifetime because in the development of their brain, it changed the architecture. Whereas the developed brain, and I'm not a scientist, but I'm only speaking on what I've researched, what I've known, and from my own personal experience having CPTSD, that you're going to struggle throughout your lifetime. Really, you really will, and it is a struggle. So I can't remember which brother was mentioning it before, but it was like, man, I need to take some cliff notes from him. Like asking about where you had the self-talk, and I don't know if it was
Strong. That was Ambassador Strong.
The self-talk, and I'm like, oh, how many times a day do I ask my husband, am I okay? Am I thinking right? And it's like this negative self-talk, and that's something that no medication is going to turn it around. It's something that when I got frozen and hijacked at a period in my development because of this severe persistent trauma. And what I think, so that's like the long and the short, in my opinion. But I think whole communities are traumatized, entire generation traumatized, and that's a difficult thing. So I think it's like collectively we need to organize and just take the communities back, take them back.
You have to have the mindset. I'm sorry. You have to have the mindset of, especially when you have these dark moments, you have to have this mindset of, this is only a moment in time, and we're going to get through it. And the one thing that my wife does is like she rises like the phoenix when she heals. And we all can do this. We all do this. We're all powerful, beings, energetic beings. So I believe so. She's, the biggest thing is getting off of this, this evil of medicine that has basically. And when she was a first gen patient. And being those first gen patients, they're putting them on anything that changes the chemical of the brain, and that's what it did to her. So, this goes to the opioid crisis in general, and a lot of people on top of what I see as a divided world, and you have one side of the tracks, and when it should have never been like that. It should everybody needs to be on the same track together. And that's my 2 cents.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna go into what Ann was saying.
Yeah.
We have to deal with that negative self-talk. There's an exercise called the rational self-analysis. And what you do is you challenge your thinking. When you start to question yourself, write it down and then break it down. Is this based in fact, or am I stretching it? Am I adding to it? How is this making me feel? You answer those questions, and then you challenge that thought with an alternative that's a little more positive, something towards a direction that a little more in line with what you want to be feeling at the time. I mean, it's a whole little process. It's actually going to be in the next book we got coming out. Should be out by January at the latest. It deals with that, like rational self-analysis. We do attitude checks, how you get yourself in the right state of mind before you leave out the house in the morning to kind of put a positive uplift on your day when you start it, so that you can carry that through the day versus going in with, I got to go do this again. Here we go. I know these people are going to be tripping at the job. Oh, I hope she ain't running her mouth today. Kill all of that. Replace it with, be thankful that I'm up today, that I can go to work while there's those that are hungry right now, trying to figure out what they're going to do for their next meal, or, that I can still use all my faculties or whatever. It's small things to replace that negative talk that starts to help elevate the mood, but it has to be continually practiced. I think the question was asked, how long does it take to get over a trauma? You never really truly do. You learn how to deal with it. You learn how to cope.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How you say the initial sting and pain and stuff like that may go away, but the scar is there.
Right.
It in keloid somewhere.
But that's why I asked the question like that, because I'm saying that now that information has been passed.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get a piece of that book too, but my bad, I ain't mean to jump in on you. I'm sorry.
Oh, you already know, bro. Everybody gonna get it, because that's our job, is to help everybody. when the individual finds out that they control how much they put on their plate, that their life is a series of choices. If you look at it in its most simplest form, you choosing from the time you open your eyes what you're gonna do every moment after. We don't think about it because some decisions are made so quickly. It's like blinking your eyes. You don't think about it, but you're actually thinking about it, because there's a process that happens in the brain. You have an activating event, you have a belief, and then you have a choice. Hey, I need to get out of bed. I woke up. What's my belief about this? I need to get up so I can go do this. Why do I think I need to do that? Because I need to pay my bills. That's why I got to go deal with these people. It's all there. If you take the time to break it down and understand it, you can start to control it. And once you can control your thinking, you can take yourself wherever you're trying to go. And you can relate to people. I don't know, it just opens up the door to relating to people. Like you stop seeing the world through the my perspective type of thing. You walk into a situation with blank slates and you have new rewarding experiences versus the same old blab, because you're the individual bringing the rain cloud every day.
So you your reality.
It's a daily mental reset with us, as far as trying to bring in a healing process with it. Mine started at a childhood. My wife started at a childhood. My kids done been through certain things that dealt with them. As far as her kids, my kids, and however we roll these things, they went through these things together, her childhood and in her adulthood. So it's like double the trouble with these And these insecurities that we put on ourselves come from these traumatic situations. So you never really heal. Like the brother said, you just learn to deal with them with certain situations and stuff. I felt less of myself sometimes and started doubting myself and felt like I wasn't worthy of some things. And my uncle, he was in the military. My dude Deuce had to remind me of it. He said, you know what my people used to tell me in the military? Make your bed up every day you accomplish something, so when nobody make you feel like you've accomplished nothing at all. It was a military tactic, but it worked for me to the point where I didn't think about certain things to be accomplished because I accomplished something that small that made me a winner that day. You look at my board right now, it's definitely made up. You know what I mean? I might throw a few things on there, but I made my bed this morning, man, and I accomplished something in my life, made me feel good about myself, and making my bed up may help me make the right decisions today. Because it ain't guaranteed that I'm going to be a good dude. It depends on what's being brought towards me or what I have to deal with. We all go through something that can mentally trigger us from our traumatic situations with people unconsciously knowing it with just one word. We right back to where we started at, and here it goes again. My wife deals with that stuff every day, so I can understand what the brother White Chocolate is saying as far as having to be a strong person, especially if you dealing with your own.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We're actually medicating each other with the, are you okay? Is there something you need? Is there something we can do or talk about this, that, and other? Well, I got to do this, that. Well, she go buy the cheese. I go buy the macaroni. We meet in the middle. This might be good for them people and whatever. We take our mind off certain things, but not bury it.
Yeah.
You got to be strong when there's 30 straight minutes of talking now.
Man.
No, we have I'm just kidding. She does. She's not like that.
She's not really
You gotta be strong. You gotta have determination.
So much in that when we finally let go, we have to let everything out.
Yeah.
That's why we need therapy sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I know about letting it out. I'm kidding, y'all. No, she's wonderful, and she's very aware. She's very aware of, of what she deals with, and I'm aware of it too. So, and and I think that you just grow together. We grow together each day because of it, and it makes us stronger as a couple for sure.
Absolutely. Miss Ada, you didn't want to say nothing on it about the trauma part of it? Your mic muted.
Sorry about that. What you were saying? I'm sorry.
I said you didn't want to put a little emphasis on the trauma part of the question was asked, how long does the trauma take? With any trauma that you dealt with, how long does it normally take for you to get over it?
Oh, I believe it all depends on the individual. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I know, like, when it came to me, my mom passed away when I was like 11. So, not to use that as a crutch, but coming up as a kid, the day my mom passed away, from 11 years old until maybe I say in my 20s, life was kind of rocky for me because people don't treat you the same after mom gone. That's just hands down. When your mama there, she's like your protector. Even though the father is too, there's something special about that mother that keep you protected. She gonna go far and beyond for her kids. So as a kid, I dealt with a lot of trauma. And I think that I won't say it stopped. Well, I can say this. It followed me. And I guess some part of my life, I was still holding on to certain things until the age I am right now. I feel like I got treated a certain way after my mom passed away. And I felt like by me being the baby of the family, I should have been protected more. And I wasn't. So with that, I carry that with me because I feel like, you know, when a person, like when you have men in your family, stayed, well, I don't know if if it could be a brother or an uncle. When you have men in your life, they're supposed to be your protector, especially when mama's gone, when your daddy gone, because my mom and my father passed away. So I figure like when they gone, they passed away, that torch is supposed to go to the oldest, to the brothers, the uncles, and they're supposed to be the protector. So I didn't have that coming up after my mom passed away. It was like I was in a place where it was like me against the world. So I always held like this. I always had like a shield up when it came to people. I was very defensive. Like, you say boo to me, I like, why you say boo? You had to say it like that because I was, I was used to dealing with certain things, and I had to learn as a little girl how to protect myself. So it's like everything always came against me, no matter what. If something happened or if something got broke, everything's blamed on me. And I'm like, but I wasn't even right. That's why I had to explain myself. So I was used to explaining myself coming up as an adult. I had to explain. I'm like, why do I keep on explaining myself? But it reflects back. It reflects back when I was a kid, the trauma that I went through. So now, the age I am now, I'm trying to get over it. I'm trying to learn how to, and I'm learning how to have patience with myself. I'm learning how not to jump the gun on every little thing, like stop being so defensive all the time. And because everybody going through their own thing. We all got certain things in our life that we deal with. But when it came to me, I was just always, on a defensive side, not really on a negative side, but most definitely on a defensive side because of what I went through as a kid. But like I said, life, by me having patience with myself and by me learning me, it have taught me so much about life and about me as an individual. So we all still learning. I know I'm learning. Still got ways to go. But trauma it can really mess up your whole being, like dealing with trauma. But if you don't have the right people on your side to teach you, and before they teach you, got to be willing to want to learn. See, I wasn't in a position to learn it because, like I said, it was always darks coming against me, and I always had to move out the way because I was always I had to protect myself. I had to shield myself because darks coming from every which direction. So I had to get in that place to know it's like to really sit down one day, just really woosah, clear my mind. I said, okay, let me learn. It's okay to let people teach you. So I'm at that place now. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to have the patience that I so much deserve. So yeah, that's my trauma. I was using my own testimony, but yeah.
Oh no, you good. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about right there, because that's what this platform is built on. Exactly how everybody explained and what they went through. We finding solutions to problems. We're targeting so many topics as we going along this journey, along with the guys. You know what I'm saying? And we got Ann and Dan that came on, and you, Miss Sadie. Everybody has experienced some type of trauma.
Yeah.
Some get over it, some don't.
And if I may say, according to my wife, I still got a lot to learn. I'm just kidding.
She knows that. She knows.
That's right.
I'm reading her shirt.
That's right. I can't bring bullshit around.
When is the book coming out again?
Yeah,
you said January?
Yeah, it should be out in January at the latest.
Is there a prior book that I missed?
Oh, we just the introduction manual we put out to give a little tips and pieces, mission statement, things of that nature. Did y'all got the link, bro?
Yeah, if someone can send us, definitely.
Yeah, post it in the chat. Yeah, so you should.
I can send the PDF through right now. Actually, let me send the PDF through text. So you want?
I love when connections be, are made, especially on this show, live and direct and public on the radio. We live on Live 365. We live on StreamYard. So we pushing this thing like worldwide, all over the place. I want everybody that's tuning in, make sure you keep it locked to us. We getting down to the 2 hour. I know Miss Sadie got to do another show. Y'all check her show out in Chicago. Is it Chicago, right?
Yes, Chicago's on Soul 106.3, the home of the Ricky Smiley Show. I come on from 8 to 9 p.m. every Sunday, so check me out. We also have a website that you can go to. You can download the website and tune in. It's free to download, so tune in, listen to me. Come on today from 8 to 9 p.m. It's going to be off the chain.
Okay, then see what I'm talking about. So y'all.
So if everybody wants the PDF, the book, it's in the inbox, in the chats, in the comment section.
Okay.
Right on.
That's the introduction book, the Peace Ambassadors Program.
Right on.
Indeed.
So
thank you.
Yes, no problem. I thought I had put it in there before a while back.
You might have had it recycle itself, you know what I'm saying? So we've had to just keep it on hand. We just keep it on hand from here on out. So when somebody want to go ahead and jump on, they can jump on right then. Well, we down to the last 2 hours of this. I don't even want to stop this conversation. Normally we'll be starting the show right now. But I want to thank everybody for coming on. I'm gonna let y'all get y'all shots out. You can start however y'all want to, you know what I'm saying? OG.
Well, I'm gonna get up out of here because I'm finna get started on this macaroni, man. And it's a shout out to the Solution Radio for always giving the Big We ambassadors a chance to let the world know what's in store for them, what we got planned to help them if they're willing to allow us to help. And we can need some help too, man, with helping each other be the change we need to see. Shout out to Sister Sadie. My first time meeting a radio star from my own hometown, so it's a big up to the sister right there, Chi-Town in the house. And everybody else, man, I wish y'all peace and blessings, man, under these stars and these moons, man. Let's wake up tomorrow and do it again.
Peace and blessings, brother. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I guess I got the rush up out of here, so I got to I got to go out with the Indiana. So shout out to all my listeners out there in Chicagoland, Indiana, wherever you may be, because we do online as well. So shout out to everybody. Thank you for showing me so much love. Shout out to y'all as well too. Give y'all a hand clap. Thank you. I really enjoyed the platform today. It was really uplifting. It made me examine myself as well. So I truly appreciate that. Shout out to just everybody. More love and peace. I pray that we all have a wonderful just the end of the year, and that it goes on to the next year to be solid and protected and peace and love and all that great stuff. So I truly appreciate everybody. Again, you can catch me every Sunday from 8 to 9 p.m. on Soul 106.3. Go to the website, look me up, and hopefully I'll be on your show again. I truly love the show, love the platform. So more love and peace.
Peace and blessings, everyone. Namaste. Great conversation. I appreciate y'all having me.
Oh, no problem. It's, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we already talked about, what we finna do with the next phase and everything. So this is gonna be an interesting ride. You know what I'm saying?
Right on, indeed.
Ambassador Strong.
Yes, sir. Peace, blessing, and love to everybody, man, in our global community. Everybody willing to take a chance and step out their own faith, knowing that we're stronger together. Never underestimate your value. That one little bit, that one piece of the puzzle that you are is needed to complete the picture. Be who you are. Be the changes that you want to see. Remember that life is one choice at a time, and you have the power. The choice is yours. Take back your destiny. Be a part of that global change. Bring peace and the neighbor back to the hood. With that, hey, love to all y'all, man. Appreciate the conversation. Let's keep empowering the people.
Yes. I know.
Indeed. Well, I get anybody else? Anybody else? OG?
We got one. I
OG?
guess I'm last.
Oh, well, it don't matter.
Hey,
Either
I
one. You
want
go
to.
ahead.
Hey, thank you so much for having us on and sharing our experiences that we've gone through. I mean, we're all experts and stuff and in life and stuff, but really, this is real life is what we're living. We're all living this real life, and it's real, especially in my household. But no, but anyway, no, I'm just joking. But really, no, it's been such an honor to be on here with y'all, and that's about it.
Okay.
Blessings.
I
brother.
want to give thanks out to the to the Solution Radio Podcast, Equal Sight Empire, Lady Red Entertainment. I give thanks to everybody that came on the show. I'd like to thank Miss Kareem Jackson for her. She got her new podcast. I mean the TV thing, RTV.
Awesome.
I got thank Aki, Uncle Beats, Trey Boogie, all these social media platforms that tied in together, and like to also thank Tony Valentino in New York that got his own podcast and about to do a documentary for us, so I also like to give him thanks as well. Like I said, we do have another Real Talk tour thing in process, and they're gonna be in Macomb, Mississippi, on Martin Luther King Day. So we're gonna be putting up more insight on that, and also we got another special event going on in Jackson, Mississippi on November the 30th. We're saying Loyalty and Warranty. Y'all come out and support. How to do club scene, but something that's going on. Actually, I was gonna broadcast it on that people know it's gonna be nice. In the environment. I might go and show my face for a minute at Loyalty and Warranty, man, in Jackson, Mississippi. November the 30th. We also have my little Eagle Flight Empire artists. They got the little war show. Thanks to Pope. They got a little war show in Hazelhurst, Mississippi on November 30th. They got might win a couple of awards and stuff, So it's about the thing we got to be thankful for. So I had to put that out there, But that's it.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a good afternoon, evening, whatever you want to call it. I mean, hey, we'll be back here not next week because we got the events next week, but we'll be the following week. We'll be back here. We're gonna try to come up with a good topic for the next time we all come back on.
Unless we do an early show in this week coming up, like we do a Friday.
And you know what? That might be a possibility. I would say, yeah. Either Thursday or Friday. We'll keep everybody posted on that.
Okay. But we'll be do the same thing on Boost, and for the whole month. So.
Indeed. And with that being said, hey, peace and blessings to everybody out here, man. We wish y'all the best. You know what I'm saying? Keep it locked right here, the Solution Radio. We're gonna keep this thing rolling. And hey, we out.
We out, man.
This your boy T-Poe. This the new Solution Radio podcast show. And if it ain't AGELREEFE and the family, I'ma keep saying it till I get tired. Overstand, leg up.
Yeah. It can go any way you want it to. The understanding. You gotta keep going to the track. Long as some of you niggas know how to act. We got a mission for trap down, no competitions. Word is missing, these cats is listening to bullshitting. Keep a searching, lost dogs, no ammunition. Learn to see for yourself, these niggas playing snitches. We got a mission for trap down, no competitions. Word is missing, these cats is listening to bullshitting. Keep a searching, lost dogs, no ammunition. Know to see for yourself, these niggas playing snitches. I'ma keep to myself, pimping nobody else. Fuck the game like a finger, your book is on the shelf. Got us whacking each other, the profit of your death. Green light to the egos, you're nothing left. Try for unity, buck down, that's you and me. Consuming eulogies, mama crying for you and me. Cowards flee when the real come, creating peace. That's just how I was raised, homie, don't fuck with me. Got a back and no lacking, we see all in our sleeves. Tired of sharing these posters with families resting in peace. Only strong can survive without a eulogy. Taste the game and respect, you learn it as a G. Mission statement, no faking, these signs are contemplating. Feeble causes, no bosses, just niggas hesitating. Demonstration, no sinkings, you're bogus by your nature. Taste the real and it fast, you'll stop your whole caper. Misleading seasons is treasons, they call it killer seasons. Get a grip on the game, stop killing off your eagles, or you could die by the sword. Remember Buzzy Seagulls. Remember Buzzy Seagulls.